predicted to win their league, returned 7 of their top 8 scorers from last year, and then they had 3 high major transfers. It's kind of like the SEC. They've got a transfer from South Carolina, they got a transfer from Missouri, and then they've got a transfer from USC. That are all high major players. So Bob Marlin, great respect for him. You know, it's one of the reasons that we scheduled the game, because I know that they're going to be prepared, and they're going to be a team that's going to do very, very well in their league. So we have to be prepared accordingly.
What did you learn from your guys in the exhibition? You
know what, I thought with the naked eye, I was pleased with a lot of the things I saw, which is typically not the case, as you guys know. And then watching the film, I was even more pleased. I thought we did some really good things. It was a pretty vanilla scout, meaning they didn't do a lot of action, we didn't do a lot of action. It was just basic basketball out of some basic sets. But I thought we did a good job with our scouter report, which I was pleasantly surprised to see, with so many new guys. And again, we didn't spend a lot of time on them. I like the fact that we got to the ball defensively. Typically, if you get to that ball, you know, good things will happen. I thought defensively we were very disruptive. And offensively, we shared the ball. Now, we had too many turnovers. We were a little careless at times, but we assisted on close to 60% of our made field goals. I thought we did some good things as it relates to being unselfish, and hopefully that's a trend that will continue.
You talked about Devontae's own ball ability for the whole preseason, but then he comes out and offensively really shows his capabilities there. Had y'all kind of seen that coming? I mean, did y'all expect that for him to come out and shine like that?
I think I said a few weeks ago, I really believe that he'll lead the SEC in scoring before he's done here, and you saw glimpses of that. He just snaps it off so quick, and he's got really quick instincts, and he's just figuring things out. He's still moving. Up until about 2-3 days prior to the North Alabama game, he and Bruce, both the guys that of the newcomers, I don't count Markel in that so much because he's played Division I basketball, but those 2 newcomers who have not played in a Division I game, you worry about overloading them, but you have to make sure you're prepared for everything that you could face when these games get here. So both of those guys were still in the thinking stage and weren't moving instinctively as quickly as I would have hoped up until about 2 or 3 days prior to North Alabama, because I think finally they started settling in. So he's still not moving as quick as he can because he's thinking a lot, he and Bruce as well. So yeah, we saw, you know, even in recruiting him, you know, he did lead Oak Hill in scoring last year despite coming off the bench. The reason that he came off the bench, per his coach, was that he was a guy that could handle that. And he was a guy that was going to bring them an energetic spark, both defensively and offensively. But he still scored, and he scored quickly, and I think he'll do that for us as well.
I was going to ask about that. His personality, kind of energetic, you can see it on the floor. Is that something that is kind of contagious among teammates?
You know what's crazy? I've been doing this a long time. This is my 12th year here, 13th year as a head coach. I've been doing this for over 20 years. In the coaching world, and I have a handful of times there's been some things that have really surprised me. We play our first inter-squad game, first one that Schuler's ever been involved in. We bring officials in and we do a little coaching or a little referee clinic, talking about the new rules and this and that, and then we scrimmage. At the end of the scrimmage, 2 of the 3 officials come up to me and say, "Man, I really like that number 0. What a great kid." Well, I hadn't had that happen a lot, where an official will come up and say, "Man, I really like him." Just kind of, it speaks to what you're talking about. He's just got this energy, and he's a kind kid, and he's got a great heart, and he plays real hard, and he does it in a way in which, you know, he plays like a cold-blooded killer out there. I mean, he comes up, shoots it in the basket, takes your ball. He's not, you know, very nice to you if he's on the other team, but yet he does it in a way in which I think people appreciate. And we knew that he was going to be a key signee for us. I knew he had an opportunity to come in and make an immediate impact, and I feel pretty sure he will.
Is it hard to balance it, though? You know, obviously with Devontae and Brian and TD and DeAndre and Markel, you have so many guards. I mean, is it hard to break up those minutes, or can y'all just go small because y'all can switch with guys that got length? Like
well, I think there's options for us to play a number of different ways, and those things will kind of work themselves out. I think it's great for competition, you know, today in practice. You know, those guys will be, you know, I go my ones against my ones. We don't really say, okay, you know, I started a team on Friday that may not be the starter, or on Sunday that may not be the starting group this Friday. That just is determined based on scouting and who's playing well and what different matchups we want to see. So each and every day, you know, TD and Markel will go head up, and Brian and Dre and Schuler. I mean, so it's just been tremendous for all of them because it's helped us get better in our backcourt.
Is it